Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and today we're going to be going over a deck profile on my Bystial Synchro Spright deck. And I've been playing this deck for the past month, quite a bit, a few weeks. So let's get into it, as there has been a lot of changes over time. I've been taking this deck to locals with many different versions, and honestly this is the one that's the best so far, with a few inputs from other players. So let's get into it. First off, for the Spright package, we have 3 Spright Blue, 3 of the Spright Jet, 1 Spright Carrot, and 1 Spright Red. This is a normal Spright package for really anything, and honestly, I'm maxing out on it outside of the second red because, honestly, it's a very good engine, but the space is very limiting, even in the extra deck. But this has been working well for me. I went from 2 blue to 3, and it's been feeling better overall. After that, we're going to be looking at the Bystial cards. We have triple Bystial Lubellion. I'm sorry for people who can't afford this, but there's no really other option to play over for this card. Then we also have triple Bystial Magnemite. This is another star of the show, and honestly, a very broken card overall, being able to search out any of your dragon monsters or return any of them from your grave to your hand. Then we have double Bystial Saronir, being another copy of Bystial Lubellion, is quite good. And we have 2 Bystial Druisworm, which, in my opinion, really comes up more than I anticipated. We also have the 1 Bystial Baldrake, as this card is just another name and can be very useful. Being able to have 5 different copies of Lubellion is quite nice, and Magnemite being able to search out anything in your deck that is a dragon is very broken. And I really love this core, but I'm sad that it might get hit in the near future. After that, let's get into the generics. We have triple Cyber's Gadget. If you guys don't know what this does, or if you're not a Cyber's player, if this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower monster from your graveyard. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to summon out a level 2 token from your deck to your hand. So this card being able to tutor well with Spright is very wonderful, and it also tutors well with stuff like your tuners that you run, which I really do enjoy. And speaking about the tuners that you run, you're running triple Assault Synchron. This card is the powerhouse of the deck, being able to be a level 2 tuner and being able to use this card with anything in your deck to get advantage. Being with a level 2, you get into level 4 Synchros. Being with a level 6, you get level 8 Synchros, level 10 Lubellion, or level 8 Lubellion into level 10 Synchros. Even this card plus this is still a combo. Then we also have 2 Blackwing Sharnga, the Waning Moon. This card is, if you control a dark monster with 2500 or more attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. That's the only thing it's there for. And in my opinion, being a level 2 extender is very good. After that, we have 1 Ringo Worm. This card is only here, and I'm also thinking of cutting it from the deck because it's only sent off of your Spright Sprint, which you actually want to send the Shinobi Necro off of, which honestly is really, really good. And I might run a second one, but it kind of bricks sometimes. But even then, our bricks aren't really bricks unless if you brick super bad. So there's that. And finally, we have the 1 Clawcrow, which is searchable off of our lovely Cupid Pitch. And that does it for the monsters. So let's get into, well, we still have monsters being the hand traps, being triple Ash Blossom and triple Veiler. If I were to run another hand trap, it would probably be DD Crow, because it's a dark and it helps out the deck a lot. And since Effect Veiler's a light, it works better than Imperm overall. Next up, we have the spell cards and the trap. We have double Spright Starter and 1 Spright Smasher, very standard. Honestly, you could cut Starter down to 2 and put in another card, but honestly, the 2-1 still works well. You could also put in a Spright Double Cross if you really need to. But we do have 1 tuning. This card could also be something kind of like a Sanet Mining if you need to see your Cyber's Gadget more, but I'd rather see my Assault Synchron more. Then we have 1 Branded Regain. This card is here because we banished a lot of light and dark, so might as well take advantage of it. And finally, we have one Bystial Beast. Might as well, since we contribute Bystials out of everything that we can do, since we're running 8 of them. Well, technically 11, no 12, because the Synchro as well. Let's get into the extra deck now. First up, we have one Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is very essential because Waning Moon plus Rebellion equals any of our Synchro level 10s. Speaking of, we also have Bystial Disputer, another very powerful Synchro. We also have Baronne de Fleur, and one Blackwing fully armored Master. Now, all of this is able to be made off of our little friends here, being Lubellion and Waning the Moon. So if you have these two in your opening hand, you could do miles with that combo. Next up, we have the one Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon. I really wish I had a second, because this card is very, very good in this deck, and sometimes you do need a second if you go into a grind game. But if I were to add a second, I would definitely cut Tri-Edge Master, because it is just there as I'm testing. It's a very good card since you're using 2s and 4s. You get to draw a card, so it's a Stardust Charge Warrior, but if you use a 1 and 5, it becomes a tuner. 3 and 3, or that's 3 and 3. 1 and 5, you get a pop card on the field. So something like Manadimian can use this to a fuller potential, but I really don't see that often. Next up, we have one Cupid Pitch. This card is one of our key combo cards in our extra deck, because it's a level 2, a level 4, or a level 6, depending on what need you need. Then we have Herald of the Arclight. This card is very good, along with Cupid Pitch, because if you make this a level 2, and you have a level 2 on a board, you can synchro into this and get a search. So it could definitely help. Next off, into the Xyz, we have one Divine Arsenal, AA Zeus. This card is very wonderful because you kind of need to run it if you run Xyz. Like Heretic Dragon King of Autumn being another copy of all of our Bystials in the main deck that it can summon, which is all of our level 6s or Ringo Worm. So being able to summon out a Magnuma is very, very good. And being able to detach a Saronir is also very amazing, as that gets you a Send, a Search on End Phase, and a Summon of a Lubellion afterwards. Next up, we have one number 65 Djinn Buster. I've been ending on Darksmoor, so I've said might as well run this card because it's actually very, very good. And then we have one Gigantic Spright. This card is here because you kind of need to run it if you're running level 2s. It's the level 2 version of Zeus that is able to get you to so much advantage, and it pairs very well. Just having this here, being able to go into level 2 play, so you can go to Djinn Buster and a Spright Red. Now for the links, we have one Spright Sprint, because it's a very good card, a very broken card, another Foolish Burial type card. We also have one Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. This does come up quite a bit, as Seal's Pass is super good. And finally, one Lingeribo for our combo. So let's do a test hand real quick and see what we could do, as honestly, I love playing this deck, even doing test hands. This deck alone does quite a lot if your opponent doesn't have anything. Even then, most of the times you're ending on around 3 to 4 interruptions. And let's play these 3 cards out. First off, we're going to be activating Bystial Lubellion. Bystial Lubellion will be able to grab something like a Bystial Saronir. After that, we're going to normal summon out our Cyber's Gadget, link it away immediately to summon out a Lingeribo. And use the Cyber's Gadget effect to summon out our token. After that, we can do many different ways because we have both of these, and we have 2 light targets in our grave. We're going to go effect to Bystial Saronir, banishing our Cyber's Gadget to summon out our Bystial Saronir, and special summon our Assault Synchron from our hand, taking 700. We're going to use the Assault Synchron and our Bystial Saronir, and go into a Assault Synchron Stardust Dragon. We're going to go chain 1 effect of Stardust Dragon, chain 2 Saronir, and off of Saronir, we're going to be sending our Branded Regain. Then we get to summon out our lovely friend Assault Synchron, and let's shift over everything so I have enough room. After that, we're going to use Assault Synchron and our lovely Stardust Dragon, and we get to go into Das Peter, or Dispeter, And then, lo and behold, this works. Tributing off the Disputer to summon out the Lubellion. Salt Synchron banishes itself to summon out the Disputer again. So now we have these big monsters on the board. After that, we're going to use the effect of our Lubellion. And Lubellion is going to be activating Branded Beast from our deck. So then, after that, we're going to use the Disputers to summon back the Assault Synchron. Use the Assault Synchron and our lovely little friend here, our token, to go up into a Cupid Pitch and use Cupid Pitch's effect to make her a level 2. We're going to Synchro away the Cupid Pitch and the Lubellion, and this is going to be summoning out our Baronne de Fleur, and Cupid Pitch is going to trigger. We are going to be going and grabbing a Claw Crow, and that is all that those 2 cards do. Now we still have 2 cards in our hand plus a Claw Crow, so that could be literally anything. So if we have something like a Spright in our hand, we can go summon out the Claw Crow, summon out the Spright, because the Claw Crow, we only need a dark on the board, and Spright Jet is going to search out our Spright Smashers, which honestly is the best card to search here. Then we could do many things like overlaying to Gigantic, link away for our friend, our Sprind, but honestly this is one of the best plays that we could do. Go into Gigantic Spright, use the effect, and we can go into the blue, searching the red to summon out the red, and then we get to set the Smashers. So we are ending on a total of Branded Beast being able to tribute off the Disputer, Disputer being able to shuffle this back or an opponent's banished card. We also have a Spright Red negate, a Baronne negate, a Spright Smashers banishing, I would say, our Jet in the group, or we would have to swap these, but most of the time I would be tributing off the Gigantic first with the red. We also have, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions plus the Druid's Worm in hand for 7. Plus, at the end phase, Beast gets our regained back to the board, so we get another draw if we banish a dark or a light. But that is the end of the deck profile, and I hope you guys did enjoy. And I want to know any feedback do you guys have for this deck, or even for this video, because it is in higher quality than what I had, and honestly, I really enjoy it. But I want to know what you guys think about the Bystial Synchro Spright deck, as I've been having a lot of fun playing this at locals. But anyways, I have been Bolt Spider, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and see you guys in the next video.